auditing program and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Okay, so if we didn't have a vice chair internal, obviously I would assume that position. And how I would go about having everybody, all the board members passionate, to have all of them do like a GBM and show them like what their position is about, and through that they could use their passion through that. And the way I see myself, like, how I can see myself changing is, I feel like that if I were to do these things and be there for all my board members, I feel like I would lose, like, like the rock, the foundation, like the passion of myself. But I'm going to try to not do that.
So being chair is a contradiction. So you have nothing to do, but you also have a lot to do.
Yeah.
And you also have no power, but you have all the power.
Yeah.
Okay? So with that being said, as chair, your invisible duties are to be really well versed and to know the people in KP Core, KP Star, SAC, Spaces, AS External Affairs, BOD, Campus Climate, Administration, FCC, Kapatao, Cross-Cultural Center, Campus Community Centers, so all of that. So that is your job. Now my question is, how will you take all of that knowledge and trickle it down to your board members, and how will you motivate your board members to be involved in other spaces, so like activities in, like COCO in SAC, or social awareness in FCC, so.
How would I bring basically all of San Diego to my
Yeah.
Well, I would do my best, like, to pass on the information. It shouldn't just be through me. It should be like throughout my board members, and like to somehow like slip in like the information like at GBM, but also not to like just say the information, but like make it, you know, accessible, yeah, and
You want me to repeat the question?
yes,
So how would you, so being chair, you'll have all that knowledge. How would you trickle that knowledge down to your board members, and how will you motivate all your board members to be involved in other spaces that is not in their position description? That's a better way to say it. Support. How would you motivate, how would you promote and motivate support?
how would I support my board members?
How would you motivate your board members to support everybody else?
Well, as board members, that they should know that you're not only responsible like for your position, you're there for everybody else. And if I ask them like to pass on something, they should be able to like find a way of making that possible.
Are there any other questions for chair? Joel?
So this ties into SAC, okay? So as it's been brought up before that KP is questioned all the time about their status as a SAC org. So how would you communicate with the other SAC orgs KP's activism? So what is KP's activism, and how would you describe it to the other SAC orgs?
I would be the representative of KP, and I would definitely reach out to other orgs by like going to like their meetings with GBM and letting them know that I have their support, and if they ever needed anything, then KP as a whole is welcome to that.
Any other questions?
Considering that with the previous Q&As, you're gonna likely have a very young board,
young.
/ inexperienced board, and you're going to be lacking potentially 3 or 4 spring positions. I don't know, is it 3 or 4?
6.
6? Okay. Oh my god, okay. But you're going to be lacking a lot of positions. Like, how will you negotiate one kind of passing down the history of the different board positions while also compensating for the fact that you're lacking a lot of manpower? Because, for example, like in the fall, you're going to have fall elections, you're going to have makasama, there's going to be friendship games, kuya ate outing pairings, which all of these like take a lot of time. And how will you facilitate the board growth, but also keep your board members helping you, but also alive and still motivated to keep going throughout the entire year? Well, yeah, running on the year.
Well, personally, I feel like since applications are short, people will step up to apply for them. But if not, I would definitely.
Wait, can I? So sorry, this is like a realistic addition to the question because we had this problem when we were on board, and so interviews happen every board meeting until winter. So include that into the consideration because the applications are rolling. So if that happens too, like you might not get as many people as you need right away. So how will you do that? Adding the interviews too.
Adding interviews on top of having to
the programming, the facilitating board growth, completing your board, like those 3 things put together, how will you negotiate that?
I feel like since like these positions are unfilled, that having board members like delegating the task like within my board members is at the same time like fostering their growth. Like they have to take on more than they can, and for all the board members to keep them safe, like I would have to be there for them and just try to trust them, like trust the process, and hopefully that, and be there like forever, or be there like whenever like they need me.
Jane?
Yeah, so it kind of goes off of Joanne's because no one is running for gender sexuality awareness coordinator, and since it's still a fairly new position and folks have been in and out of the position, and the past 2 coordinators, Tony and myself, we've only been able to do like foundational things for the position. If you don't have one for next year, what are you going to do? Because for like people can be like, oh, a social awareness coordinator can take on those duties, right? But they already have hell shit to do. So like instead of having them shoulder another burden, what do you plan on doing to like so that people in the board space are also very conscious of issues of gender and sexuality within the KP space, so that everyone can work together instead of one person trying to educate everyone else in the board space as well as KP as an organization?
I would try to get. I would definitely talk to like the past like STEM coordinators and also actively try to do the things that they have done in the past. Like, reach out to other organizations and hopefully get like my board members aware, and along with the GDMers.
So, any other questions for Chair? Tien? Oh. No. So are there no more questions for Chair? Okay. Oh, wait. Ryan?
How are you feeling?
Hungry.
Okay. But don't leave because we have something. So thank you, Rachel. But